This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz. So excited to be speaking with Edi Patterson about the righteous gemstones. How are you today?
Doing good, Abe. How you doing?
Good. This show is absolutely crazy, and I think that Judy is one of the craziest parts of it. And I'm curious, what do you relate to most about this character?
I relate to I relate to the core of Judy of just I think she when she feels something, she acts on it, and when she wants to say something, she says it. I think she acts first and sorts it out later, and I think that's really really fun, and I have respect for that. I really relate to her wildness. I like it.
I like that a lot. And you had a great new co-star this season, Dr. Watson. You got to share a lot of scenes and form a good bond. Again, I don't think that's the most ridiculous thing the show has done, but what was it like having this non-human co-star?
It was honestly so interesting and kind of incredible that the scene we do in one of the later episodes, can't remember if it's 8 or 9, when I go back to get Dr. Watson. Uh, that was like a look into your scene partner's eyes and do a scene type moment. And I have to say it was really fun with a monkey. And Dr. Watson was very present and right there with it. And yeah, it was really cool. It was just sort of like cute style frustrating very often because I really, really wanted to pet Dr. Watson and hold Dr. Watson, and you're not really allowed to. Only the trainers can.
But I think that this was a season full of so many villains and obstacles for the Gemstones that it's nice to know that even though it seemed like Dr. Watson was quite the adversary, ultimately did not prove to be a really, bad monkey after all.
Yeah, you thought we might go full monkey shines, right?
How do you get all the scripts at once? Do you know where everything is going, or do you sort of let things roll in and surprise you as much as you can?
Well, I write for the show as well. I've been writing on the show since the beginning. And so I kind of am privy to the information as it's coming. Um but yeah, so I don't let's see. How do I answer your question?
I think that's a solid answer. Well, I guess
Okay.
what do you feel you infused Judy with most? Like how much of Judy's writing is coming specifically from you?
Oh, tons. Yeah. We all write for everyone, but yeah, a ton of Judy is coming from me, and a ton of even if someone else has written a Judy scene, uh I'm always gonna try to tweak it a little more and just dial in over and over and over the specificity of all that.
Are there a number of scenes that, were on the cutting room floor that were just like, this is too far. This is the one thing we can't do on the Righteous Gemstones, or there's really no limit?
I mean, I don't know, dude. We made John Goodman 69 someone. There was not a lot on the cutting room floor.
It was also a very revealing season for Walton Goggins, who, I feel like you were like, oh, he's on this crazy show, The White Lotus, but have you seen all of him on Righteous Gemstones?
I think he would appreciate me saying that he always had a double for his penis. Yeah, that was never Walton's body.
Well, I saw you shared online a clip of, Judy talking about that, brief affair she had with a teacher, from the past. I'm curious, what are some of your favorite Judy moments from the four seasons of the show?
Oh man. That monologue for sure uh was an incredible blast, and I had written it, and we for a while didn't know where it was going to go. We kept sort of playing with like, who does she say this to, when? And when we figured out, oh duh, of course she says this to BJ. And it's the finale of the first season. We were like, oh, right, obviously. There were times we had played with it, all kinds of people she was telling that to. But that monologue is definitely one of my favorites because I do think it goes on a pretty huge journey. And I think that Judy feels wronged in that situation with Dr. Warren Carmichael. And I think that's hilarious, and I makes the whole thing even more funny to me, and I love it. I love the scene I got to do with Megan Mullally this fourth season where I'm trying to seduce her and it all kind of goes haywire on me. I loved filming the finale stuff with Danny and Adam where we're basically in a shootout and trying to fight for our lives. I don't know if I'm spoiling anything. I don't want to do any spoilers.
We'll run this after the finale, so let's spoil as much as you want. Sure.
Okay. Um yeah, it's hard to pinpoint. I really, really love being Judy. I love how layered I've been given the room to make her. And I guess my fourth one that I would bring up would be I really enjoyed working through all that stuff with BJ finding out that Judy was having a no sex affair, and um that was all really, really awesomely scary to do because I don't know. I think as an audience, no one wants BJ to be hurt. And so I was like, man, oh man, I really have to play the truth of this and the stuntedness of Judy to make anyone even understand this. Because why in the world would anyone hurt that guy? So it was fun to play that stuff and really mean it, and then for it to land on people the way that we wanted it to.
I do think that the romantic partners of the three siblings are all like absurdly loyal in ways that they absolutely should not be. And they're also different too, because Amber is like serious and like probably the smartest by a long stretch of the three of them. And then Keith is just like, I don't even know what to say. But BJ is so sweet, but especially, when he was, being ignored, people were annoyed that he was, in a wheelchair and everything. But it seems like they have a pretty happy ending, which is nice.
I agree. I think they're meant to be. Honestly, I think every Gemstone kid is with their perfect person. I think they're going to be together forever with their partners.
And it does seem like the three of you, the siblings, had a lot of fun. You can really see that as part of this, and especially when they're, taking pitches from Baby Billy and other people, just the way that they sit. Do you easily get through takes? Do you make each other laugh? Is Danny McBride just improvising the whole time? Like, what's going on there?
Well, the three of us do like to improvise, but we always get it as written. And yeah, luckily, I would say that the three of us really make each other laugh. Um, we're we're usually very in it though. Our improv is never like, let me say this funny thing, let me say this funny thing. We're always just in character. And so it's rare that uh any of us get surprised by something because it's all hopefully coming organically from character. And so, if Jesse says something crazy or if Judy says something crazy or Kelvin says something crazy, it's pretty rare that it lands on the other two as like that that person would never say that. We usually just roll with it with some wild stuff.
Four seasons is certainly, a good run. Was this always sort of the plan? Was there a lot more that could have been told? Do you feel like it sort of wrapped up nicely as it should have?
I feel like it wrapped up perfectly. I feel like the gemstones though are still alive in the world, in a world right now that's like our world, but a little different. But I do feel like it's happening and they're alive, and I think it wrapped up perfectly. But I don't think they're dead.
Well, we also got, a new introduction of a character at the beginning of the season in Bradley Cooper, which I feel like that could be its own sort of twisted spin-off. Is that something like where did that come from, the idea to have that and then just sort of reference it a little bit with the Bible going forward?
Yeah, let's see. Gosh, that was in the mix really early on to have this sort of like great 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 grandfather in the mix to just sort of show who they are, why they are how they are, and to show like, oh right, this is in their blood. They're like gangsters. It's literally a part of them. And I think I think Danny and John Kacheri, I could be quoting out of school on this, but yeah, I feel like they had the idea for that episode, and we, the rest of us who write for the show, were very into it, and I think it ended up in such a cool way, and I love that the series wraps up with us sincerely praying over someone the way that he kind of that was woken up in him by the end of the episode of like, I do think this is their true nature, is this life of serving the Lord. They just happen to be maniacs.
I like that. Well, do you know what's next for you, TV or film wise?
Not totally sure, but it's gonna be something cool.
Well, I will say I really enjoyed your guest arc in A Resident Alien because while that show is nowhere near as crazy as this one, somehow your character and Alan together felt perfectly appropriate.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's fun. I did go do a couple more for their final season, and that I'm not sure when they roll out, but yeah, that was really fun. They were the greatest.
I'm very happy to hear that. An undiscovered gem. I think that anybody who watches it is like, this show is great, but it's just sometimes hard to find. And so I'm glad to hear you'll be back on that.
Cool.
That's great. What do you like to watch?
Mm, my favorite right now is Love on the Spectrum. Then the current season is just the greatest. And I'm obsessed with two of the people on it, and I wish that I had like just a camera on them 24/7 like a creep. Connor and Georgie, what's up? I love you.
Well, that's a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Edie. It was such a pleasure. Look forward to Resident Alien and whatever else comes next for you.
Well, thank you, Abe.